Hey Virgo, welcome to Aria Moon Tarot, and thank you so much for being here. This is your love reading for anyone with Sun, Moon, or Rising in Virgo. It's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't, check your other placements. All right, let's get started. So we had the Queen of Coins fly out for you. We have the Two of Chalices. Really beautiful energy coming out for you right away. And the cards really just wanted to jump. They're still kind of jumping. They just kind of wanted to jump. So it's like there's a lot of messages coming through for you. The Eight of Swords come out in reverse. The Knight of Coins. Let's get one more for you. Here we go. Okay, and we had Temperance come out in reverse. Okay. Let's see. What's really clear to me right away with all of this energy, you had really great energy come out. You're the type of person that can find your way out of almost any problem or any conflict or confusion. So you're always the one that can think of the creative solution. You can come up with something that's outside of the box, the unexpected solution, the outside of the box solution. You might not see this about yourself because for many of you, you've been through some challenges in your life. So at times it might be difficult for you to see that one way or another you've always made it through. But it's like if you really tap into that and kind of think about the things that have gone on in your life and how far you've come, then you start to see, you know, even though these situations looked hopeless to me, I always was able to figure a way out of it. You might even have given other people the credit for that at times, like thinking that someone came to your rescue or that someone else presented like a beautiful solution to you, or that circumstances just miraculously opened up that allowed you to move through these things gracefully or to come out the other side. But when you really look at it, and if you're willing to give yourself the credit that you deserve, you'll see that this is really, it has more to do with your creativity. It has more to do with your ability to really find your way through anything. Almost like lighting a really dark path. That's kind of the energy that is coming through. It just seems to me like you've always survived and you've always persevered, and that's not by chance. There's nothing about this, and there's nothing about your journey so far that has been by chance. And it's not luck unless you consider being blessed and being gifted in this area of open-mindedness and creativity. If you consider that lucky, then yes, you were lucky to be blessed in this way, but it's not that circumstances are just happening to you or for you, or you just barely made it through. This is actually a gift that you're bringing to the table. I think that's kind of comforting, because when we figure out that we're the ones behind some of these things, we have a lot more confidence moving into the future. Like once you see that you were actually a huge part of the success of any situation, or figuring out how to get out of kind of a sticky or tricky spot in your life, you realize that you're taking those skills and you're taking that talent with you forward into every challenge that you face. So it's not just something that happened for you by chance or by luck in the past. This is actually something that you can really lean on, and you can count on, you can depend on, because it is you. It's a part of you. I think that you've been able to kind of face these challenges that life throws your way by being creative, but also by being really strong. And so for you, I think this is kind of a hidden gift, because it's something that I just am picking up on. Like, you don't give yourself enough credit for this. So in that way, it is kind of hidden from you. Others see this about you, but it's something that you rarely look at and give yourself credit for. I think that what it is with you is that you're kind of always on to the next thing. because you're so capable and you have so much to do in this life, that once you've accomplished something, a lot of times you don't take the time to sit back and notice what you've just done and what you've just come through. So this is why like this gift is almost hidden from you. And I think this is kind of showing up because your guides want you to take the time to reflect a little bit and to realize. So I think for some of you, you may have just come from a challenging time. Like you may just be moving past a really difficult time in your life, or moving through a lot of challenges, or something that really kind of posed I don't want to say a problem, because I think it's something that you moved through, but I guess challenge is the best word for it. Something that was difficult for you to do, but you have come through it. So if you're finding yourself right at the end of a certain stage of your life, or right at that point of completion and you're about to jump into the next thing, your guides really want to point your attention towards this and kind of encourage you to, while you're in the moment, look back right now and notice. Maybe in some cases even celebrate what you've been able to accomplish, celebrate how far you've come, give yourself the credit that you deserve for getting through something, or for moving past something, because this is being highlighted in such a way that I do think that for some of you, this might be something that is very relevant to you right now. So this is a pattern for you. You tend to ignore it. But you might be in a stage where you're at the perfect opportunity to look back at something that's not so far in the past, and really take notice of that. So yeah, you're being guided to look at that. I almost want to say with this gift that you have that it's like, this is going to sound really weird, but it's almost like you can handle the bumps in the road, but what I want to say is more that you can like hurdle over the bumps in the road. So it's not that your life is without challenges, but you have a way of absolutely excelling even in challenging times. And it's not just that you barely get by, you don't just scrape by, you don't just almost make it. You really excel. You really kind of, it's like you get air, if that makes any sense. You jump way over. So this is really being highlighted as a gift, and something that like you don't even see how clear you were of the obstacle, if that makes any sense. Like you were so far above it. Your creativity and your outside of the box thinking made you soar right over that obstacle in ways that you don't even always notice. So you're someone who holds really strong to the vision that you've had, and like the vision of who you want to become and what you want to have and what you want to experience in this life. So a lot of people, I think, can be swayed by other people's opinions or influenced by outside forces in some way, but you're someone who definitely checks in with self. You self-reflect enough to make sure that you are still on your path. And I think that being true to yourself is very important to you, but you're also someone who actually has the courage to cling to that vision and to adjust when necessary. That's not something that everyone has. So I think a lot of what's coming through for you is like, I'm just getting the feeling, this might be true for just a lot of people in general. I'm definitely getting this feeling for you is that your natural giftings, talents, and abilities are something that you often think are very basic, very mundane, something you think like anyone could do this, everyone does this. And I feel like right now, looking at your cards, it's kind of my job to point out to you that no, that's not the case. Not everyone can do this. Not everyone views the world the way that you do. Not everyone has so much vision for their life and for those around them. And not everyone can actually maintain that vision through the challenges that come up in life. A lot of people would just give up. You are definitely the type of person who can sense when something is off. I think you're really good at sensing this in your own life, but it also seems like you're gifted in being able to tell when something is off with someone around you. it's like you can pick up on the energy around you, and like if something's a little funky, you'll definitely know about it. And I think this comes from practice with your self-reflection, but you can really extend that to other people. So I think you're like the person who's sometimes asking people like, what's wrong? Or is everything all right? And then once they're prompted by you in this way, they'll end up like unloading a bunch of stuff on you. They'll end up telling you what's bothering them, what's been on their mind. And you're really like a great sounding board for people. And I think it's not even just that you're great at listening and giving great feedback, and there's a really nurturing energy from you. So it's more like you're holding space for people, but it's not even just that. It's more like you almost open up the platform for them to express in the first place, because I think a lot of times people aren't even aware of what's going on with them. They're not even in touch enough to tap into it, to know that they want to get something off their chest or that they want to share things with people. They might not even realize that their energy is off, that something is not quite right. And you will kind of bring this to people's attention and actually give them a space, give them a platform to feel like they're being heard. So this is a huge gift, because anytime you can tap into someone's energy better than they can, you know you have something special. And that's what's coming so naturally to you, is to be able to pick up on that energy really without any prompting, without any clues. Like, you can just walk into the room and immediately know like something's wrong, something's off. Maybe there was some sort of conflict or a disagreement, and you just kind of feel it in the air. And that is not something that I feel like I have to keep reminding you. That's not something that everyone can do. A lot of people cannot read the room, even on the most basic level. They come in and they will act inappropriately. They will say all the wrong things at the wrong times. They just won't get it. And your ability to pick up on things is definitely heightened, and it's above just like a basic being able to read the room. But like, just to kind of give you an example of that person that is on the total opposite end of the spectrum, like just saying and doing all the wrong things, there's kind of a middle ground. And I think that's where most people fall, like being able to, kind of sense what's right and wrong in a situation. And you're definitely on that opposite end of the spectrum. You can pick up on even the slightest details and the slightest shifts of energy. So that is definitely one of your gifts. With this Eight of Wands that you were drawn to initially, I did want to leave this card out just in case there was some tie-in. I feel like this card, in combination with this Temperance in reverse, I'm getting this sort of feeling of like almost impatience, or things being sped up for you in some way. So this really could mean that you're able to manifest things really quickly, especially with this being an 8. An 8 is kind of like a number of manifestation, a number of infinite possibilities and infinite outcomes. I think that things flow to you more easily than the average person. It's almost like you have the ability to really clear the way for things to flow into your life. And that doesn't really surprise me, because you seem to be very sensitive to energies. So I think that you might not only be able to sense energies, but also be able to manipulate them in some way. And I really believe for you, this is something that flies under the radar. I don't think that you realize that you're able to do this, but it's not just that you sense the energy, you can actually change the energy. So if you feel that something is off in your life, something is off internally with you, and also if something's off with those around you, you will actually be able to have an effect on those energies. I think maybe without realizing it, you're very talented at transmuting energy. There's this calm and peaceful quality that's coming through for you, very nurturing energy. And I think it's almost like you return the energy around you to that very calm and nurturing place. And there really is a message here about some sort of ability to manifest, or some kind of impatience in a way, but I don't even mean that in a bad way. It's just the only word that I can think of to kind of describe this, because it's not just the fact that things are sped up for you, or that you have the ability to speed it up. It's almost like you're not the type of person that can really sit in. That's what it is. You're not someone who can sit in uncomfortable energy. So when you sense that something's off, you're very eager to change it, and you can do it very effortlessly. If you've ever been the type of person that's frustrated with manifesting, or frustrated with the ability to change something, like you feel like you can't, you feel like it's slow, you feel like you don't have any effect on it, I think this is another opportunity for me to point out, you need to look at areas of your life where you have done this and give yourself more credit, because I think the reason that you might feel impatient at times about not being able to make changes in your life is because you have an innate ability to change the things around you. So anytime that's even the slightest bit challenging to you, you find it frustrating and you can become impatient. But the reason that you're impatient is because you actually have the ability to do this in the first place, and some people don't. I want to kind of relate that to something else, because it's maybe a bit confusing, but it's almost like if you had the ability to fly and most people don't, and you kind of innately know that you have the ability to fly, and when you first start to try to fly, or maybe it's a windy day, so like flying conditions aren't the best, but you have a little bit of difficulty like getting it all together. You have a little bit of difficulty getting any air. That's funny. That image of you getting air is coming up repeatedly in this reading. You might be an air sign. Yeah, that's the second time that I've kind of had that image. But you might become frustrated with your inability to take flight. You might feel like, hey, why can I not fly? Like, I know that I can, but I'm having so much trouble flying right now. And so you become frustrated, whereas someone else wouldn't become frustrated with the inability to fly because they've never known or believed that they had that ability in the first place. So I think that for some of you, when I'm telling you that you are really gifted when it comes to manifestation, and that you have the ability to transmute energy the way that you do, it might strike you as like, no, I don't, or like, I've tried, believe me, I've tried, and it never works. I think it does work. I think you only notice it when it doesn't. When you're doing it all the time so naturally, and you never notice it or give yourself credit for that. But when you hit a little bump, you might be hard on yourself. And trust me, that's only because you are so good at this. If you weren't able to do it, you wouldn't even be frustrated by this at all, because you have no ability to do it. You know, the thought never even crossed your mind. But I think when manifestations don't come to you very easily or effortlessly, or when you aren't able to transmute energy as quickly as you thought you might be able to, you can get a little bit impatient about it. And that is just a sign that you are actually naturally gifted in that area. It causes frustration because you know full well that you should be able to do it, and you find yourself feeling like you can't sometimes. But again, look at the areas where you have. I think there's really a message of self-reflection coming through for you, because you are so gifted. And I think that this gift extends to those around you. Like, you're really good at holding space, and really good at kind of giving people this this nurturing energy and connecting with people on this deep level. With this Two of Chalices here, I can see like you form deep connections with people. You see people on a soul level. And you're also somebody who is very nice and comforting to be around, because you do have this ability to transmute energy in a way that always kind of puts things back at a base level of comfort. Yeah, you make those around you feel very comfortable and very at home. Very well taken care of, I think is what I'm looking for there. You make everyone feel very well taken care of. And for those around you, this is them being surrounded by positive energy, and you always making sure that everyone has what they need. So yeah, you definitely have some giftings when it comes to energetic like sensing. You have the ability to sense energies, but it's not just that. It does not stop there. You also have the ability to transmute energy, and you are such a pure soul that the way that you move energy is always toward something uplifting, something positive, something nurturing, something understanding and caring. And I think when you can't find that space of nurture and of caring, this kind of like, it's your baseline to just be in this very loving place. When you find it challenging to get there, that's where the impatience comes in, because you know your true nature. You're also very gifted when it comes to knowing your true nature. And whenever you find yourself outside of that energy, it's very uncomfortable for you. So I have your oracle cards here. Let's take a look at these and see what else we can get kind of with a baseline of some of these spiritual gifts and abilities that have come through. And again, for you, I do think a lot of this is hidden from you. I think that people around you notice these things and they know this about you. I think it's you that doesn't notice it as much because you just don't give yourself enough credit. So let's see. We had number 8. This is indecision, and it actually came out in reverse. So here we are again with the number 8. We were talking about that with this 8 of Wands. 8 is a number of manifestation. This again is pointing my attention towards this ability that you have to really manifest powerfully, and you're manifesting all the time. A lot of times people think that manifestation is something that like you have to sit down and focus and do. And sure, sometimes we do manifest that way, but for you, you're actually manifesting all the time. This way that you transmute energy is a form of manifestation, and you're doing it so naturally and so effortlessly all the time that you don't notice it. So you're really gifted when it comes to holding firm and making choices that are in alignment with your higher good. This card showing up in reverse really shows me that, and I love that, because I don't even know if I was going to read these in reverse, but I can't not in this case, because you are someone who is shown to be very decisive. You decide kind of like what you want, what vision you have for your life, what energy is going to resonate with you, and you hold firm to it. Like we were talking about before, a lot of people are influenced by outside forces, outside circumstances, and they aren't able to hold firm. But that's something that you can do. You kind of have your eye on the ball, and it's not going to be good enough. It's not going to be right unless it's right. And that's just kind of how you are. Again, that can kind of tie into that impatient energy, or that energy of things needing to move fast, because you kind of like, you know where you're going and you just want to get there sometimes. Yeah, I think even when things get tough, you're decisive, and you know where you stand, and you really hold firm to that. You also have Angel of Balance, and this is number 48. So another 8. This card talks about being centered and self-honoring in your choices. So I don't know how it could get any more perfect than that, because when we're talking about indecision and decision making and holding firm, this is all about choice. So this ties in perfectly with the other messages that have come through. This is really about your ability to bring a sense of balance to every situation that you're in. And this is also a sign of a very strong destiny. When this card shows up, it's about someone having a really strong destiny. It's a sign that you're here to do really big things, and that you've developed this balanced nature to kind of assist you in carrying out all that you've been put on this earth to do, because it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. So I think that you having this kind of balanced nature about yourself, this 2 of Chalices again kind of pointing to that, and this ability to form deep connections with people is going to assist you in everything that you're here to accomplish. Again, all of these 8s showing up. So yeah, infinite possibilities for you. Kind of infinite ability when it comes to manifestation for you. So I think that's what it is. That's why the possibilities are endless for you, because it's like you can create anything. yeah, you can create anything, and you can kind of transmute energy in any way that it needs to be changed in any situation. So let's look at your last two oracle cards. We have Purity, and we have Focus, number 14. So I'm seeing 4s a lot too here for you. 40, 48, 14. Another number that makes me think of balance and stability. Also, 4s can talk a lot about like a really, like, I think of home life, like comforting, nurturing, balanced home life, really secure and stable. And again, when we're talking about that space that you hold for everyone around you, that's that kind of energy. It's the energy of 4s. So yeah, I think that's showing up for you for a reason. All I can really say here is something I've already said, because it's a repeated message, and this happens a lot in readings, and I love when it happens because it means that there was something that you were really meant to hear in this reading, and your guides just like won't stop. They start dancing on it and they won't get off of it. You have here purity of focus, basically. This is another clear indication that you are a really powerful manifester. You seem to have the ability to manifest close bonds and connections with those around you, and to manifest material abundance. The reason that you're so gifted at this is because your focus is pure. Your focus is laser targeted. So once your mind is set on something, it's pretty much a done deal. And we've already seen that in your tarot cards. Yeah, like I don't know what else to say. It wasn't like we didn't get a brand new message with these oracle cards, especially not with the last two. But what we got was absolute confirmation that you are a problem solver. like I started the reading, the first thing I saw about you is that you can find your way out of any problem. And now I see that you can manifest yourself out of any problem. You can manifest yourself out of any box. And that's really important for you to know. It's really important for you to kind of keep that in your back pocket, not the ability to do it necessarily because that's coming naturally to you, but the knowledge that you can do it. Keep that in your back pocket because that's going to help you when you do hit a bump in the road, because we all do, but your talent here is getting over the bump. It's getting out of the box. It's finding a workaround. Like you can find a workaround where others could not see anything. You will see the possibilities, infinite possibilities. So yes, I think that's all I have for you now. Really beautiful reading. I love the energy that came through for you. I love your energy. Yeah, you're a manifestation machine and I dig it. So yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for letting me read your cards today. I hope that something in this reading resonated for you. If it did, don't forget to like this video, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you feel like it. And I will see you in another reading really soon. Bye.